Hey folks, Randy Newberg here. Welcome to video number 2 about how to find elk every day you're out hunting. In the previous video, we started with cow elk. The reason being is finding cow elk is how you find elk in September. And that's what this video is about, finding elk in September. The most common reason that people don't fill an elk tag is because they don't consistently find elk. Because once you find them, the hard part's over, at least the hardest part. Getting an arrow or a bullet in an elk, well, that's a lot easier than finding them every day. So the crew has challenged me. Marcus said do it in 3 minutes. Michael said, we'll give you 5 minutes. So we'll see. Just know that this is like the quick and dirty. Full in-depth classes on these topics are available over at outdoorclass.com. Use promo code Randy and go over there and you will save some money and you will learn a ton more than what's in these videos. But here we go. Here's the beauty of September, besides all the bugling. It's the easiest time of year to find bull elk. It's the rut, right? They're active all day. They're on their feet almost all day. They're loud. They're bugling at all hours of the day. They need water, forcing them to travel a lot more. They're with these big herds of cows, which makes it a whole lot more visible compared to when they're in a solo mode in October. In September, bulls are in the pre-rut and the peak rut calendar period. Both of those periods are focused on breeding. In fact, the entire month of September is about the rut, and that means bulls are looking for cows. We're going to focus on 3 activities that are going to help you find bulls in September. Cows and breeding, water, and thermoregulation, which determines the bedding location. All right, item number 1, breeding. Think cows, right? We started this series by learning how to find cow elk. Why? Because if you know where to find cows in September, you know where to find the bulls. It's that simple. If you haven't done it already, go watch the cow elk video and integrate the other topics that I'm going to expand on in this video. Cow elk might be focused on forage. In September, bulls don't give a hoot about forage other than the fact that that's where the cows are. So, find the cows, find the bulls. That's what you need to know about September. Number 2, water. Bulls do care about water in September. There's no month that requires them to water more than in September. Why? Because it can be really hot, first of all. And a 700-pound bull elk that's on the rut all day long needs a whole lot more water than a cow. So, bulls are going to likely water 3 times a day. You don't necessarily know when those 3 times will be, but it's usually going to be sometime in the morning, usually sometime midday. They're going to come in solo to water, and then sometimes in the late afternoon, evening, or maybe even in the dark. Cows will usually water once a day. So finding these well-used water sources gives you 2 additional chances to find a bull compared to finding a cow. Number 3, thermoregulation. You might ask, what's thermoregulation, Randy? This is a bull elk trying to regulate his body temperature during the hot periods of intense physical exertion. Bulls are way more active in September than the cows are. When they bed, a bull is looking for the coolest location on that landscape. And that usually means certainly north-oriented slopes, north and as shaded as possible. Herd bulls will bed just like the cows do in that top 1/4 to 1/3 of the main ridge or a secondary ridge. And they're going to do it by positioning the wind in their favor. Now the smaller satellite bulls, they're going to be bedded nearby in similar spots, and they're just not able to sit in there and hang out with the cows. But they're looking for thermoregulation also. Now disturbance, because sometimes we think that elk, if you disturb them, they'll never come back. Well, there's one time of the year where elk will put up with more disturbance, especially bull elk, than the rest of the year, and that is September. The breeding instinct is that strong that this is the one time where maybe you can deal with a little more disturbance. Yet, all things being equal, they're going to try push their cows to the remote bedding sites with better escapement that is harder for hunters to approach due to being detected by wind or noise. So be thinking about that when you're looking for the bedding location of a herd bull with his cows. So there you have it, right? Finding bulls in September, focus on the cows, and you're going to find the bulls. Give additional consideration to the proximity of water and the coolest bedding locations, and you should be able to find bulls during this, what we call great activity, right? The rut, the thing that even hunters get kind of goofy looking in the rut. It's not just the bulls. It's that month of September that we all dream about. Our next video is going to talk about finding bull elk in October. Thanks for watching.